Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm not talking to my guest yet. I'm talking to you, the podcast listener. I've been looking at the numbers and I've noticed that thousands of people have been downloading these episodes or subscribing, and that's great. I mean, let's face it, we're all in this together. You are a part of this podcast too. You'll notice that every time I'm talking to somebody on the show, I eventually break that fourth wall and I acknowledge you guys because you're in this with me. We are all experiencing these amazing stories from these interesting people at the exact same time, and I love it. But what if you could be a bigger part of this? What if you could actually control content? What if you could control what I say? That's right, work me like a puppet. How do you do that? Well, email me. It's simple. chatterfact@gmail.com. That is the email address. Reach out to me. Let me know who you are, where you are, how you like the show, or if any particular episode or a part of an episode has affected you in a good or bad way. Let me know. I will respond to you, I promise, possibly even on the show. That's right. Randomly, I will talk about the emails on the show as they come in. So come on board. You will be a part of the show. Make a ripple effect. Get on the air. Along those lines, by the way, if you are in the entertainment business and you're coming through the Chicagoland area, hit me up. We'll see if we can get you on the mic. So there you go, folks. chatterfact@gmail.com. If you talk to me, I promise I will talk right back to you, maybe even on the show. Speaking of the show, let's get into this. This is episode 19. I'm thrilled about this. Jasmine Ejan, dancer, entrepreneur extraordinaire, called me up from LA and said, hey, I'm coming to town. I have new stories. Put me on the show. So she's on the show. By the way, disclaimer, at the beginning of this episode, I mentioned that she's my first ever repeat guest. Not true. Well, sort of true. If you're listening to everything in chronological order, Joanne Doherty, my last guest, has a two-parter, so she's technically the first repeat guest. But Jasmine's show was actually recorded before that happened, so it's a little messy. I'm messing with the timeline there, I guess. But anyway, that's my disclaimer. So, boom, disclaimer. Anyway, back to point. chatterfact@gmail.com. Reach out to me. All right, let's get on with the chat.
All turned on right now.
Yeah, as officially right now. Yeah, the mics. You're talking about the mics? The mics are. Yes, so right. You are listening to a Chatter Fact. Once again, these are not interviews, they're conversations. This is my first repeat. You are my first repeat.
I am?
Ever of all time.
Oh, what an honor.
And the last time, this is the beautiful... and she's beautifully voiced, too, because for some reason, I was just telling you, your podcast is in the top 4 out of the 17 that are out right now. So
thanks for listening, everyone.
People like your voice. I think so. So everyone's grabbing yours. And here's what's... okay. Last time you were here doing The King and I at the Marriott Theater. And now you're back in town from LA or wherever, from the coast, doing The King and I.
Yes, but this time at the Lyric Opera.
I heard it's a grand show.
It's very, very grand. There's lots of money in it. It's beautiful. We have top-notch dancers and singers from New York, Los Angeles. The sets and the costumes were all originally designed in Paris. And the show was done at the Châtelet, and now it's brought here at the Lyric.
So you're just still a badass because, I mean,
fuck yeah.
For you to get the call, right? It's serious.
Yeah, no, they had...
People, wait, hold on. People, This is Jasmine Ejan.
Hi.
Check out episode 7. I think it was 7.
Put it on your cha-cha.
Put it on your cha-cha. This is, so if you really, back then we talked about her entire amazing story. We're talking to somebody who was a backup dancer. She was in Celine Dion's Vegas show every year. You were there for the whole run, weren't you?
Yes, A New Day.
Oh my God.
I did the 5-year run in Vegas and the Belgium creation.
American Music Awards. She
Good
was
times.
dancing, jumping around to Hey Soul Sister, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I mean, and then she shouldn't maybe talk about it, but she should. She was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a body double. I actually just recently saw that episode again. I was just binge watching.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's
my
that
fancy
move.
feet.
Yes, your fancy feet. But I mean, you've done so much. Your stories are so amazing. And then if people really want to get into it, the last half hour of your first podcast is so interesting because it's all about lube The only lube that's good for your teeth. And yes, it's called Blowpaste. And yes, it's amazing. I got to taste it, and it's fantastic. But anyway, that's the recap of who I have here. She's an amazing person, and oh my God, you're layered. And you're one of the most interesting people to talk to I've ever met in life.
Stop.
The way you talk, I was just telling you before we turned the mics on, the way you project, everything about you is very unique, because you're like, you're telling me these things. Oh, yes, I'm dancing, the lyric opera. And, but I have orgasmic blowpaste. Got to turn it up. Got to make it.
I just do what
there's
I
a burlesque
like to do.
show. And,
Yeah, it's been quite a year. I could just recap some of my cool projects for the year.
Since then, so I cut off the lyric opera though. Right now you're in town.
Oh yeah, I'm there till the 22nd.
Oh my gosh.
It opened on my birthday.
Oh, let's say happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. I cut to the end, so
No, that's but it was one of my dreams to work in the opera. So that's crossed off my bucket list. And now I have one left. It's movie musical. So I'm going to ask my agents after to push me.
Really?
But I've pretty much done almost everything on my bucket list.
Oh my God.
So
movie music, and those kind of creep in here and there.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have done the last, Peter Pan, Grease. I'm like, I know half the cast. Okay, if all my friends are in these shows, then I could be in those shows too.
America, movie making in America. She's ready for a movie. She's ready for her close up. She's ready for her close up. Oh, that would be awesome. But you're doing so much. You did a Bollywood thing?
Yes. So even if I don't get my movie musical, I kind of already did similar kind of projects. So I did this Bollywood movie, which just premiered last weekend, Tie the Knot, with Tara Reid, choreographed by Yogin Bhagat, my favorite Bollywood director. I'm in a Bollywood company in LA as well called Bollywood Step.
Why wouldn't you be?
So, yeah, we've performed on the Cupcake Wars,
what are the
the
Cupcake
Indian,
Wars?
Movie film festivals. I've performed on the red carpets.
How'd you get involved in that?
Gosh, they had auditions years ago, but I couldn't work with them at the time, and then they reached out to me a year later to join the company, and then I was free, and then since then, I've done a Disney Bollywood show, which opened the California Adventure. They have an adult, where they serve alcohol, that's what I mean by adult, at night, and that never happened before, and we launched that show. We launched that whole theme of, at California Adventure on that side of Disneyland, where it's opened at night, it's party, there's glowing lights. It was called Glowfest, and that was the show that I was in as a Bollywood dancer.
Oh my God.
And then since then, I've been doing music videos and, like I said, Cupcake Wars and LXD, Legion of Extraordinary Dancers, and then now this Bollywood movie, which just released last weekend at the Grove in Los Angeles.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Anybody, you can, if you want to know more, you could pause right now, go listen to episode 7 to get the backstory because we went into your training and all of that before. But knowing all of that stuff makes me really interested in all the different dance things that you're doing now. Because, for instance, Bollywood, again, go back, listen to episode 7 if you have not, because she was trained in ballet. You were trained hardcore.
Ballet,
Ballet's your shit.
Yes, right? I'm trained classically. But, I grew up doing hip hop. I mean, you should see me in the 90s. I used to be in a breakdancing crew called Out of Control.
Yes.
And I used to be able to do head spins.
Really?
And, I was so hip hop. I mean, good thing we didn't have Facebook, because there are some really amazing pictures of me back in the day where I used to wear baggy clothes.
So here's what I'm interested in, knowing your training, how your training was enough to get you into this Cirque du Soleil type show with Celine Dion.
Yes,
and then all the things that you've done in the professional theater world. There's the stuff that, you're a legit big time performer, and because of that, it makes me wonder about the differences. Now I'm curious, like Bollywood dancing. What is that? And stylistically, what would you compare that to?
Well, Bollywood is fusion, so that's why it stems from Kathak and Bharatanatyam.
I know what neither of those are.
So I studied a semester of Kathak in college, actually.
What is that?
So it's Indian classical dance. So there are all these fingerings and specific movements. Just like ballet is very specific in its training. But with Bollywood is a conglomeration of a fusion of the glamour and acting and music and different kinds of dance. So you can have ballet in it with a little Bollywood Indian flair. And so that's why it works. They'll add jazz and hip hop and Bollywood all kind of fused into one. Kind of like jazz and street dance is a fusion of all kinds of dances. So, and that's why I'm able to work. And also as a professional dancer, to really work, you should be able to. Today's dancers should know, a lot of styles.
Really?
So I also know hula, and I dance salsa on the one.
You can hula dance? Stuff.
Yeah, I did hula in college. So I've performed some at luau.
So when you're like learning, the craft, something like a hula dance, is that like, if you're studying business, is that like, archery? Is it like an elective in college or something?
No, hula. I came about hula in college because my friends were in it, and I wanted to participate in the Hawaii club, because I wanted to do something kind of normal versus just being in the theater. And so I wanted to do something social and my roommate was in the Hawaii club. I'm like, all right, she's my best friend, Tracy Mendoza. She's amazing. And so I joined with her, and then we had rehearsal for the show, and so that's how I learned to dance hula.
You could do those things?
That's Tahitian, but that was another night, and I was rehearsing for another show, so I could not. But hula I could make work in my schedule. So hula is slow, mimicking the slow waves.
Oh, okay. It's not like the fast.
Yeah, that's Tahitian.
That's Tahitian. So hula, they're almost like speaking with their hands in a way.
Yes. The hands mimic things in nature like flowers and the ocean and the breeze.
You guys can't see it, but what I forgot about her was that she moves the entire time that we're talking too. So like I'm watching these beautiful things happen. You might be the only person that I should maybe film when I do the podcast.
That would be a different kind of show.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. But on top of that, then you're changing everything up so much. There's like a burlesque side to your business.
I know. Well, this is what happened because, so before, last year, I was sponsoring through Blowpaste Whores on Sunday. It doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, wait, hold on. So people, she wasn't like saying like, oh, you're a hooker. Listen, I'll give you a place to stay and eat. She wasn't sponsoring like actual whores on Sunday. Like, I'm gonna go to Sunset Strip on Sunday.
This was a show.
When you first say it makes you sound like a pimp.
I know. It's but it's a show. It was a show at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
On Sunset. So I know all these comics. I'm familiar with, comedians, and like I know their world because I sponsor them all year long, and I would go to all their shows. And so now Camille Solari, she called me up January-ish, and she said, "Hey Jazz, do you want to dance in our burlesque show? We're gonna do a burlesque in comedy." And she said, "You've done it before," and I said, "Yeah." And then I hung up. I'm like, "No, I've never done burlesque, but I've seen it. They're just dancing with." Taking out their clothes.
Yeah.
And so that was actually quite an eye-opener for me because I had to come to terms with my body and like how do I feel comfortable about, because as women we all have body issues.
Sure.
And so I had to like really grab my panties and say like, fuck this. I'm going to take off my clothes and this is who I am. And
because you're wearing less clothes. You're wearing, you wear very little. And, when you were, oh my gosh, you were Tiger Lily, and there's things, showing. It's like a little, but it's different in this where you're basically in your underwear kind of.
Yes, burlesque is you have to be sensual and you have to remove everything and you have to tease the audience, and then you are probably not in the best kind of lighting, and then you have to get down to almost nothing. Although I had, because I was not paid, I didn't show everything. I will show the modest pasty.
Yeah.
So
it's just so interesting to think of somebody like you who's, you're pretty much all muscle and, your body is your job. But to think even someone like you can think twice or feel a little almost unsure with the body.
Yes.
Which is funny because.
Yes, it is funny, but it's because I'm not portraying a character and I had to be myself and I am directing myself versus if someone were to just say, all right, Jazz, this is who you are, you're going to be this is your costume, and then I would just make it work. But here I am, this is me, this is who I am right now, whatever flaw, because nobody's perfect, and you have to be able to make it work in that light and that time frame. And I had to get myself together in those 2 weeks. So while going through a breakup and while recovering from like different things, and I had to be like, all right, Jasmine, focus. What are you doing? This is your show. This is your time. And I had a lot of mentors and coaches, because actually removing your clothes is very challenging.
Really?
Yes, like I would rather just dance and have no props.
Oh.
But removing things, and the thing is, things were not jerry rigged.
You're doing while you're dancing.
So I would
things
try
are
to be
coming
sexy
off.
in my living room, right?
Yeah.
And then the zipper would get caught, or then the hook, and it's like, oh my god, that is so not sexy. So I learned things like I would duct tape the ends of my hooks, because I was using my own clothes, because I didn't have a costumer to, as they say, jerry rig your clothes.
Duct tape. You mean instead of hook, you would duct tape so you could just rip it off?
No, I would cover the hook with duct tape so it wouldn't catch. Because I would unhook, and then it would get hooked. But the thing is, if I had properly made the costumes, like with snaps and stuff, then things wouldn't get hooked. But that's
gotcha.
just, I had to make stuff up.
Man, it's so interesting. Do you see if people, that's what I'm, like the difference between a true professional in this world. No, seriously, because it's different. It's different from somebody who, I don't know, maybe strips or something, you know. It's like, I'm going to do my thing. And I bet you to an extent, laugh if you will. That's a craft as well.
Yeah.
But to think that you're mentally preparing yourself.
Yeah.
Even when it's something like that, somebody could walk in and look at that. And, well, for one thing, your dancing is going to be better than, anybody trying to strip. It's everything you do is amazing physically. I saw like a clip of that, and I thought, it looked amazing. Just the way you were moving. It's, it's a different level. It's high level body movement is what you do. But to think that because you're such a professional, you're like investigating the mental part of it. You're like investigating how to truly convey it mentally and physically. That just reminds me how much of a pro you are. It's interesting to hear that, and that all goes back to, your training and everything, right?
It's not. It has to be done right.
Yeah.
And I'm Jasmine, so and I called like my friend. She dances with Dita Von Teese. I called lots of my friends and my other friends who are in Vegas who have their burlesque companies, and they told me, Jazz, this is it. This is what you have to do. This is the order that you strip in, like gloves, then stock. Like there's an order.
There's an order?
Yes.
Oh, can you recall? What is the order? Wow.
So
roll call.
Yeah, there's and then my other friend, she told me you can do whatever you want.
Oh.
So, well, in the terms of like the theme of what you want to do. So the way I shaped my show for my debut, I was a ballerina. So I had my pointe shoes, which I hadn't put on in years, and I had a tutu on loan from the City Ballet of Los Angeles.
Very nice.
Jerry-wigged. So then I came on as a real ballerina, which I am. And then I also brought on stage a chocolate cake. So
what?
I dragged on a chair, and I would do some ballet moves, and then I would remove glove, and then I would bourrée, which is, this on your toes move. I would skitter across the stage. Then I would eat a chocolate cake because I wanted to say, you know what, ballerinas eat. And I eat my chocolate cake because, Jasmine loves chocolate. And that's my burlesque name.
Oh.
And then I would slowly strip everything off. And,
wow.
But that's what I wanted to show, that ballerinas, we eat, and
How hard was it
sexy.
to... Like, would you take like you're an eater. I've seen you eat. You
Yeah.
you eat real, like
well,
legit.
Because,
but how hard was it to take a bite and still have to do all that?
Oh, I just did one bite.
Okay.
And then I licked the spoon, worked the spoon.
It's a whole thing.
Yes, and actually my neighbor baked me the cake. I'm telling you, I had so many people helping me on this project. My neighbor, she's an amazing baker. She's always coming by my door once a week. You want some cookies? You want some of this? And I'm like, yeah. So I asked her, can you bake me a cake for my show? And so she baked this beautiful 3-layer cake. So this was the Laugh Factory, which is a very high honor. You have to be asked to be on that stage. So I was very honored to make my burlesque debut at the Laugh Factory.
The people that have been on that stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and who come to that show. So I did 2 burlesque numbers, and halfway through the second one, which I did as a scientist, I said, stop the music! And then I came out with my ukulele, and then I sang a cheeky song.
that you wrote.
Yes.
I remember,
So-
since the beauty of you is I don't know what LA is for Chicago, a couple hours time difference. So if I'm up at 2:00, you and I can chat at like midnight your
Yeah.
time or something. But we don't get to talk much since the last time. But one of the times that we did talk, you're like, okay, you got to hear this song. I'm working on it, which I'm gonna have her play. We'll do a YouTube video or something because Did you learn ukulele just for that?
Yes, I borrowed my friend's ukulele because I had the idea 5 days before the show,
And
I was
is
like,
ukulele
the ukulele.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that-
think that's how the Hawaiians pronounce it.
Oh, okay, nice.
But my friend loaned me his uk, and then I had my friend who's a guitar prodigy. He used to teach at MI, and he's toured the world in the circus. And I had him coach. Like I played some stuff for him, and then he coached me, and then he showed me another chord that I could play. So yes, and then I wrote a second verse to the Blowpaste jingle.
How hard was that? Even just like fingering or getting your fingers used to, because suddenly you're.
God. Well, it's great because it's smaller than a guitar, so my hands are able to grasp the chords easier. But it was challenging not to look down and then go on the mic and not look down.
Yeah.
So maybe the first 2 chords I was playing, looking into the audience, and then I'd have to look maybe the second half of the stanza or whatnot.
Because that's not much time to
No,
suddenly be in
and then
front of
I
a crowd.
messed up.
Did you?
I messed up. I stopped and I played something wrong. And then I said, oh, fuck. And then everybody laughed.
Oh, good.
And then I screamed. I went, all right, sorry, let me try this again. Because I said, this is my first time. I just picked this ukulele up. I learned this and I wrote this 4 days ago. So here it goes.
Wow.
So, yeah, so good thing it's a Laugh Factory and I can stop and like everyone's cool.
It was a
because-
good song, though. It was clever. It was
Thank you.
clever.
Thank
So
you.
it's another thing that you're doing. My
Thank
God.
you.
And then, so that worked out.
Yeah,
Because now
yeah.
you've done something similar to that show a few times, right? Sort of. I mean, that's
Yeah,
been...
they asked me back. So I did like a Valentine's show and I came on as a Cupid. And I wanted to shoot people with Nerf arrows. But these toys nowadays are very dangerous.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, I don't really want to shoot anybody in the eye.
I have nieces and nephews and stuff, and every time I encounter one of those, I mean, they're almost military grade.
Yes!
Yeah.
The crossbows, like, they're very dangerous.
Yes.
So, and then I created this other piece. I thought, I'm going to have a burlesque company. So I had my roommate, Pavel Tabitov, who's an amazing writer, and my friend V Nguyen, she's an event planner and a Spartan, and I had them do this. We did this like office number. We did it to my neck, my back, lick my pussy, and my crack.
Really? This is a song?
Yes, there's this song. It's very
Man,
raunchy.
you gotta really make sure that you don't get like your Disney shows mixed up with your burlesque shows.
No, that's why I'm Jasmine Loves Chocolate.
Oh.
That Disney doesn't know.
Oh, yeah. So it's a whole different persona.
Yes, that's a different person.
See, you know what you're doing,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
And
Oh,
the fact
yeah.
that you have so many, the fact that you're in this industry, all of your friends are professionals. So it's not like you're just asking, like, I mean, I did independent movies where it's like, oh, hey, Jim, with no acting experience, I need you to just walk out and say this line. Like, you have people, all of the people that help you. Oh, I got this ukulele, but good thing I have this professionally trained musician who can come in and help me with the chords, or
No,
like
I have a lot of amazing friends.
You have
I would
industry
not
friends.
be able to do what I do without my friends.
And we share a friend, Joe Camara.
I
who-
know. He coached me on my burlesque.
What?
I called him and he said, Jazz, you need to do a point piece. You need to go in there in your point shoes because you're a ballerina and you love chocolate. Like, you need to do this. And I was like, all right, okay, all right. I'm going to get my tutu on. So he actually helped shape me.
Joe Camara, I originally grew up right outside of Chicago in Northwest Indiana, which is where he grew up.
I
And
adore him.
I gave him voice lessons. But I remember I was called in. I'm not Broadway guy, but I was called in to do a Broadway review, and fascinating because I dance and move in my shows, but I'm not a professional dancer like you. I have my own style that I project when I do my thing and all that good stuff.
Oh, your style's rocking.
They had some high schoolers doing the chorus parts and doing, some of them that were talented enough to truly dance were doing some of the dancing. Joey Camara was one of the amazingly talented people who he was, in high school, but he was able to do a lot more than what they would have expected from somebody his age at the time.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Well, he's a Broadway baby.
yeah, and I didn't even.
And, he was in the Bollywood company that I was in. And that's
What?
how we met.
Is that how you met?
Yes, we were in the same Bollywood show.
Wow. So I gave him voice lessons for a couple of years.
And now he can hit those Mariah Carey notes.
He can sing. And I'm so upset because I haven't. We keep in touch, but we haven't seen each other in years. The last time I worked with him, he was like a baritone guy, and then a mutual friend said, "Oh, I saw this guy, and he looked beautiful. He sang his ass off, and it was Joey Camara." And I thought, "Oh my God, what? I got to hear it." So I have not heard him sing. But anyway, shout out to Joe Camara because we share Joe Camara.
Yeah.
That is crazy, by the way.
One of my dance partners. He's awesome.
And that's how you met him. So then people like him, you can pull all these ideas from, and it's insane. On top of your own, though, because you can't you're the machine. You're a machine. You're a brand. I don't know how many dancers have become their own brand, you know? I mean, not the gypsy type like you know? I mean, you're a brand. It's amazing what you have your hands in. You know?
Whatever I decide to go forth, I just, dive into it and I go full on.
I like the combination.
It's the ballet mentality, I think.
What's that? The ballet mentality.
We're very disciplined and we don't miss class. I just get maybe obsessed.
But yeah, because I work with musicians. Well, in the professional world, you always have to be on time. But there's always the straggler who everybody questions how long he'll have the job because he's like pushes the envelope or he's a little late. But you're even super early. You're early to your podcast. She's always
it's because I'm worried about getting lost. I have anxiety about being lost somewhere.
The last time she was here,
got lost.
She was about 20 minutes early, I guess. I don't know. And I was in the shower. So you changed my podcast. You changed everything because up until probably the last thing I was doing was taking a quick 5-minute shower, just, and then, okay, now I'm fresh as a daisy, and here they come through the door. But you were so early, I was still in the shower. And I remember I had said in the last podcast, it was like an Indiana Jones movie because I was just stepping in the shower when Jasmine Ejan, like your name's buzzing on my phone, and I opened the door, and then I ran my naked butt back to the room. It felt like an Indiana Jones movie. Like, is she going to open the door right before Bare Butt turns the corner, like da 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 da, and it was very exciting. But anyway, today I thought I had you. I'm like, I have her down. I'm going to be ready. And I had to do some running around because I remembered the one thing I remembered is that she ate nothing that I owned. You brought all your own stuff, but you didn't. I didn't really have anything in my kitchen that really truly suited you. But you said you liked chocolate-covered strawberries. You said that was your thing.
Yes.
So I made a trek to the store to get a chocolate-covered strawberry.
I know.
And I was still
amazing.
thinking, no problem. Like, I'm so early. There's no way she's going to... Like, what? There's a text? Well, looks like I'm going to be there a little early.
I know. Well, I was coming from a different place of Chicago, and I wasn't familiar with the transportation. So, and I was worried, like, what if I missed the train? Because yesterday I got lost trying to find a lighting company. Oh, it was awful.
Good for you, though,
so
man.
This
You're
time
on time.
I made it.
No.
2 trains in. I made it. I'm here.
You're punctual.
And thank you for the chocolate-covered strawberries. I love them. They're delicious.
It was all worth it just to see your face
Best
light
day.
up as soon as the box was open. Like,
Thank you.
Tell me about the Bollywood experience, the movie.
The movie. Oh, we shot. Gosh.
Tara Reid, was it really?
Yeah, this blondie lady. She's funny. But we were in a wedding scene.
Uh-huh.
So, and it's funny because I carpooled with my roommate. I got my roommate the job also because he's an amazing dancer as well. Yes, he danced in my burlesque show. Pavel Tabutov, who's also an amazing screenwriter, actor. I mean, we're rock stars in our house.
Nice.
So we carpooled, and then my friend Armando carpooled with us. So we had, we were coming from LA. And then my friend Smita, she made me nervous about traffic, so we left even earlier. We arrived an hour early to the shoot also. And they're like, Jazz. I'm like, oh. So then we ended up sleeping right before the shoot started.
Where?
So on the side of the set.
In
so
the
we
car?
just like camped out. No. We camped out because they didn't have enough trailers because there's a number of, and we just and we just slept on the side. This is non-union. So we slept on the side of the set where the ballroom was, and we just camped out because there's this kind of tent-like thing. And then so we slept, and it's funny, if I find the picture, there's like all of us laying on the ground, like lying down with all lined up, our legs.
What was that? So it was an indie movie, an independent film, was it?
Yes. We had one day of rehearsal.
Okay.
So, don't tie the knot, no, no, no. That's the song that we danced to. It was really, really charming.
The movie's called Tie the Knot?
Yes, Tie the Knot.
Okay.
And then
wow.
Every girl wore a beautiful sparkly costume. Mine was orangey goldish. All the girls are really hot in this movie, and the boys are cute too. And it was fun because
you have to send me a picture.
I will.
Because
I've worked with Yogan Bhagat since 2010 maybe.
Is that who
so
gave
we're
you
like
the
family.
call? Or
yes,
okay.
And our company manager, his wife Rashmi. I'm really good friends with them, and they're great. They called me, and then they also asked if I knew any other dancers, so I also helped cast. And I know the movement, the style, we pick it up, and we'll change things on set. You have to be very flexible and learn very fast and be very present because things change all the time. And it's cool because it actually opened, because, a lot of things get shot and sometimes they don't premiere. So this premiered at the Grove,
nice,
which is this fancy place in LA with fountains. It's really cutesy. At the theater there, and now it's released. And I wasn't there for the opening because I was doing my show here in Chicago. But I'm trying to ask, can we have a party in June? Just Bollywood company? So we'll see. But I'm really grateful because they've gotten me different jobs. And I love Bollywood. Bollywood is a beautiful celebratory dance. It's just about love and life and happiness. You're always smiling and wearing sparkly, glamorous costumes. You'll wear the bindis and these crown-like things, and it's great.
Wow.
I get to be a girly girl and wear and be very glamorous in these Bollywood things because they're all epic.
In those movies, they a lot of the stars usually have to do quite a bit of dancing as well at some point.
Yes, everybody.
So was Tara Reid?
She did.
She was dancing?
She did do something in the center. My choreographer had her do something. All the leads in the movie got to do something.
Oh, okay.
So the other movie that I shot...
well, wait, real quick. I'm curious.
Because, you want to know about this?
Well, I'm curious what you hear a lot of ups and down sort of things about her from what you saw. How did she see? How did Tara Reid seem?
She was really cool.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, she talked to everyone. We have a group shot with her. She's very outgoing and friendly.
Oh, nice. That's good to hear.
So I thought she was cool.
And funny as well.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I thought she was cool. So it was a good time. It's me and my friends, and
so
I get to be myself versus professional Jasmine. I am here. So so I got to just be myself on set, and we just have a good time. And we're just dancing and doing multiple shots and circles and different patterns.
Tie the knot. Look for Tie the Knot, people.
Knot.
Oh, yeah,
I'm on the poster.
Are you really?
Yeah. Well, on the Instagram poster that I was sent.
All right.
So you see Tara Reid's face.
Yeah.
And then you see... Anyway, I'm in the gold with my arms up. And so, yes, I think I'm the only dancer that you really see, and there's other dancers behind me.
Boom, man.
I know,
High five me right now.
I was like, wait, that's me. So, yes.
And then you did another Bollywood film, or no?
Yes, I did.
I cut you off.
That one had a flashback scene, I guess the characters... It has not been released, so I don't know what I can say about it, but there was a flashback scene where the characters travel to Mexico.
Oh.
So we shot in this Mexican restaurant, and then half of our faces were painted, so it was Dia de los Muertes, white, and then skeleton, black lines, and it looks very scary.
Where'd you
but it's
film
kind of
this?
cool. In LA,
in LA?
but they made it look like it was Mexico,
wow.
little pueblo type thing. So we were in this dark kind of restaurant with smoke, and it has this kind of vibe, like a Indian with a little dark. So this one we didn't smile in because it was very sensual, and I guess maybe the characters were kind of under the influence, so it was kind of scary, but hit Bollywood. Okay. But then at the end, kind of like in Slumdog Millionaire where everybody dances, we did a scene like that too. So we filled the entire plaza, the shopping plaza, so in the middle because there's shops around, and we filled the entire plaza, and then we all had to do this dancing in this whole, maybe there's 50 of us, and they had everybody in it, including some of the hair people. Like, it was really cute. Like, different extras, like the guys who play the cops in the, you know, like all the extras who were not really dancing in the music video scene, like with the dance scene. At the end, everybody danced in this. It was really cute.
Do you know the title of this one yet, or are you not able to give anything away
I'm not able
just
to
yet?
give you the title.
Okay, fair enough.
Unless I can check, but then I could email it to you. And
so again, like in episode 7, we heard about the work ethic and everything you did, especially, you know, how prepared you were for the Celine Dion show to get that, you know, because you were like one of the babies of that show, weren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, now, is it just due to all that work, the phone is just ringing, or are you still chasing things? Like how are you getting work these days? You know, how are you maintaining, I guess?
Okay, so I lead a very bohemian life, and I don't worry about how am I going to pay rent next month.
Okay.
So I know it's a different way of thinking. I just know I'm going to work, and I just leave it up to the universe. All right, send me work. And so last year I got a commercial agent at the end. Well, actually, before I got the commercial agent, I was shooting something every month.
Wow.
So I've been shooting almost a commercial every month, me finding commercial work on my own. So I've done stuff like a Christmas Walmart thing.
What'd you do in that?
I got to play an auntie. Like, we were in the Philippines. So this was, if you have Facebook, this was on the loop, like looping all the time for Walmart for Christmas. So you'll hear me saying, JR, which is actually my brother. So I had to yell out kids' names. So I yelled out my brother's name. Because in the Philippines, they do this thing called balikbayan box, where you bring a box of supplies and gifts and whatnot. So to send to your families back home in the Philippines, because they're very poor. They don't have all the stuff like we do here in the United States. So I played, like, we were doing a Christmas balikbayan box, and all the stuff was from Walmart. I also shot the promo for Todrick Hall, Gem and the Holograms movie. So I was all over MTV. They had me as a skater, not a roller skater, but a skateboarder. So
I heard about you doing this. How extensive was the skateboarding?
Oh, they just had me walk in with it because I don't really. I did this a long time ago in college where I skate, but I haven't. And they're like, no, it's okay. We're just gonna have you walk in.
Now, when you say these gigs you got on your own, some of the ones you got on your own, how'd you get it? What are you looking? Where are you looking? Or
this I saw. There's a submission site called LA Casting, and I saw the name. I know the casting. Todrick Hall he has his own MTV show, but I actually did a musical with him back in the day when he didn't have his MTV show.
Oh, wow.
So I know Todrick Hall from doing The Wedding Singer. He was my dance partner. But we're not tight, close buddies. But, you know, we're cool. He's professional. I'm professional. You know, it was just... Anyway, I saw that he was holding a casting, and I thought, well, I don't have an appointment. I'm just going to go. So...
Wow.
I know. I just felt it in my gut to go. Because they were looking for normal people. So, like a cop. Like different kinds of... So I went in there because I have scrubs. I've played like a nurse in different things before. Because also my mom's a nurse.
Did you show up in scrubs?
I showed up as a nurse in scrubs. And then my friend Chester, who I hadn't seen, like I've auditioned with him, was leading the auditions. He's like, Jazz! I'm like, hey. So I auditioned and they got me on camera with 4 other people and we just had to dance. And I just kept my dancing really low, like cool, like just easy.
So it's kind of freestyling?
Yes, they just played a song, we had to freestyle. And the song was really, really exuberant and joyful and youthful. Young Love, I think is the name of the song. If you got young blood, something like that. Young Blood, yes, Young Blood.
That is so awesome that you can do that in the dance world, because I think for singers, I'm never really like I love to ad lib, you know. I love to improv a lot of things, but if I ever get any kind of gig, it's you're going to sing this or you're going to sing that or you're going to sing, unless I'm on my own show. But you never get called as a singer like, you know, just free sing.
Well,
that is so beautiful that you actually can get some work where this is ballet, this is a Bollywood style. Okay, here the kind of a freestyle thing. And it's really cool, you know. And then you're able to pull from this like amazing professional world, you know, and this wealth of experience. You bring more. You probably every time you're asked to freestyle, you're probably bringing more to the table every year, because every year you have all these experiences just, inside you. It's crazy. But I don't, it's hard to tell if I'm more impressed with the extensive training or how hard you prepared yourself, or more impressed with the way you approach everything, because I love the way you fling yourself into it, but at the same time everything is so thought out. Everything is it's very cognitive at the same time. It's like I've never seen anybody, this is, I don't know, performers and people listening, you should steal from this playbook. It's a great playbook, because you have this kind of, see what the universe throws me. I'm just going to dip my chip in the hummus of the world. But then when you do, you stop and you're like, okay, but wait a minute. What is this about? How can I set myself up? Okay, I'm going to wear scrubs or doing a normal thing. How will I move? It's really fascinating, the combination. It's like you almost give this, you take this very structured way of thinking and then you mix it with a hippie way of thinking almost. And it's a beautiful thing, because it's like a free spirit meets an organized outline. It's really impressive, because I think if you just do one or the other, someone won't be as successful as you are. I think if somebody just goes, I have to go by the numbers, this is exactly what I have to do, it's not going to work out as well. And same thing on the other side. I'm just freewheeling. Whatever happens, happens. The fact that you marry both worlds, I don't know if you've ever realized that you do, but hearing you, it's fascinating to hear this. You fling yourself in, but then, well, wait a minute. The burlesque show, how do I think? How do I approach this? Let me do some research. It's really amazing how you do what you do, So.
Well, I mean, I just felt that I guess I felt it in my gut that it would be okay, because you can't do that for everything. You can't just show up for everything.
But I just noticed that you think through but you also give it a plan as well, though. Like, it's really, I like that, Well,
in the end, also, it's about being seen and meeting people. And even if it doesn't work out, and if you had a good time, at least you met people.
Yeah.
And it's funny, because I went in there as this adult nurse, and then when they cast me, they had me as this very youthful, I looked 15. I was fully clothed in like pigtails and a baseball cap. They made me boyish, like how I would have dressed when I was 12, 13.
Wow.
And they made me the skater girl. And I was like, okay, this is awesome,
but
that
like
they can see me in this.
Like you said about being seen, they saw you in the first place, and then that helped all that. Man, oh man.
Because even if I am seen by them, it has to approve through MTV. There's all these different producers have to approve. This is Gem and the Holograms. There's a lot of hats that are worn in production that have to go through different approvals.
Oh wow.
So even if you may know one person or whatnot. So
in something like that, are they like the MTV thing? Are there a lot of hoops to jump through before they settle on you, or are they looking at you, let's see her in this skater costume. Okay, now come out and let's take a look at you or take some photos. Like, is there a lot, or is it?
I don't know exactly how many number of hats and cooks were there, but I just know based on experience, because I've shot lots of different things, and
I can't keep up with you since your last podcast, because it just seemed like there's so many videos, and then there's the movie shoots, and then I heard a whisper about the commercials, but I didn't realize you were in so many commercials.
Because half of them I'm not allowed to tell. I did this really cool commercial shoot. So after last year, so this year starts, and I thought, you know what, I should get a commercial agent. I've booked something almost every month, and that would save me time. For me, instead of looking for them, I'll just have my agents.
Yeah, man.
So my commercial agent helped me get this really awesome roller skate commercial, because yes, I'm a roller skate girl too.
Okay.
I've done gigs for.
Can you really?
Yeah, I've done gigs for Sonic. Like, I've done a roller skate thing for Sonic. I don't know if you know the fast food joint where they have people on wheels.
That's some out here.
Yeah, and I did my third movie years ago, flashback roller skate scene. And I've done stuff with Casey and the Sunshine Band on roller skates,
in
their corporate gigs. Yeah, they are amazing. I love them. Yes, I'm a roller skate girl. And when I moved back to LA last year, I missed the beach so much that I would go to Venice Beach and skate like Wednesday, middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every week in Venice Beach. So yes, that would be me there with roses on my skates. And
how?
So yeah, right before this, I shot roller skate commercial.
when you're doing roller skates.
And I brought them to Chicago, actually, and so I skate.
Have you been skating out here? Well, you've had 1 or 2 nice days, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
I've skated to work.
How far is that? Oh my God.
Last time was 2 miles, but when I moved back to the place by the Bean, that's just about 0.6 miles. And I skate on Washington because that has the least amount of cracks and it's more even pavement compared to the others. So I skate.
You have to
work.
recon your skate
It's
path.
really great. I love the wind in my hair. And, you know, you get to move really fast and use.
Yeah, you're all about just like
efficient.
throwing on a red bikini and roller skating.
Yes, that's what I want to wear. I want to wear my bikini, but it's just still cold, so I'm fully clothed during these times.
The sadness. America is saddened. Jasmine Ejan is in the Midwest fully clothed, but still on your roller skates.
Yes.
So you can like go backward and forward. You're doing
Yes,
stuff.
I can do all that.
Oh God, I would fall so hard.
When I go back, actually, I'm thinking of training to learn more fancy footwork because I know the skate world. They're
There's
really
a
cool.
skate world?
Yeah. They're really cool. They all got cool names.
I just figured like whenever rollerblades like really came onto the scene, that roller skates just completely went away. I had no
but
idea.
They're becoming trendy again, which I don't think is cool, but then it is cool because then it gives us more jobs. But then like you have these like bandwagon skaters, you know? Like they're just trying to be cool. I'm like, no, you have to love skating.
Damn bandwagon skaters. Wow.
But yes, everyone put on skates. You want to have fun, put them on.
Yeah.
And I live less in LA. I live in Glendale.
Okay.
I live less than a mile from Moonlight Rollerway, which has shot a lot of movies. Like
What is that?
this is an amazing roller skate rink. It's the coolest. They've also shot lots of movies there, like that Straight Outta Compton, that scene where he's, you know, leading the band and he's, you know, the record people are watching. That's actually Moonlight Rollerway. But
really?
tons of movies are shot there. And I actually shot that commercial there as well, right before The King and I.
I almost need like a 5-minute edited video to promote your podcast now because I want you roller skating.
Oh, yeah,
doing like
yeah.
different dancing, and then I want you like
Absolutely.
playing your ukulele. Like I'm gonna have to figure something out to just show like all these layers of you somehow.
It's fun. I love it.
We'll need just one room and then just your props, and we'll have to figure it seriously.
And from my next trick.
Yeah, seriously, man. I do want to ask, I regret, whenever we talked about the Celine Dion years, I regret not asking you about the party. Like, you started to bring up parties, and I cut you off. Boy, I'm going to take the 1 second eye blink. Hold on. There. That was an eye blink for the audience, and, like, enough time for me to refill my coffee. And for you to scarf down another chocolate-covered strawberry.
Thank you.
So yeah,
I love them.
Party Foul. At the last time I talked to you, you're a tidal wave of information. Your story it's so vast. So getting all that was overwhelming to me. But at one point, you went into some great Celine Dion stories, all that stuff. In fact, I put little clips of some of the podcasts on YouTube, and there's a YouTube of just your story about her playing the games, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But at one point in the last podcast, you mentioned something about the parties. Oh my gosh, these parties! She threw the most grandiose parties.
Yes.
We had so many, and I never really got to ask you a follow up, and I've always been curious about that. Like, what were the Celine? Because again, she was on. You were there the
5
entire
years.
run of her Vegas show. And it was like a Circus Soleil thing.
Yes, they were very epic parties. I mean, so grandiose. The ice sculptures were huge and epic, and you know the chefs would be standing by, like who would create like just to make sure everything's okay, and cakes with the sugar sculptures. They were just, it was amazing, and we weren't allowed to have cameras, which is great. So then Celine could feel like she could be herself.
Oh, that's great.
So that's why I don't have documentation, just memories.
Yeah. And how was she? Like, was she really socially in there with you guys?
Yeah, she was really, really sweet, down to earth. She would greet each person at the party. She would welcome them, even if they weren't part of the show. Like, I remember bringing guests, and she would greet them and say, "Hi, are you having a good time?" And then my guests would just be wide-eyed in shock, because she would just come like behind them, and she would put their arm and be like, "Are you all right?"
She just put her arm around them,
and then my friends would just be shocked, and their arms would drop and just like, bah. So she was really, really sweet.
That is something.
And things like Thanksgiving, because we had to do a show. Even though we couldn't eat that much, they had amazing Thanksgiving catering, and they would invite everyone's families to join. So I remember we'd have these huge ballrooms in the Caesar's Palace, and then one ballroom would just have those jumpy things like that you have at birthday parties.
The bouncy?
Yes! Just so the kids can play somewhere.
Oh, okay.
So we would have things like that, and then we'd have another party. We'd have impersonators. I think this was one of our first impersonators of Sammy Davis Jr. and Marilyn Monroe. It was like a...
Oh, wow,
It was really fun. And I remember Celine, we would all be dancing like it was a wedding. And Celine dancing, getting down.
Really?
Yes. And I remember her getting down and, doing the twist. And I was like, God, I wish... But this is why we don't have cameras. So she could just feel like she doesn't have to work and worry about, paparazzi.
But that's your memory when it's time to when it's time for her to dance. She likes to do the twist.
Yeah, I just remember her just crouching down and just laughing, and everybody just dancing their faces off. All the parties were a good time.
Because paparazzi just must get so annoying.
Yeah,
just a joy killer for her.
And she's working all the time. I mean, she would do her show before the show and as a sound check. And she was, even though we were on vacation, she was not. She was working on another album and launching it in Canada, in France,
Yeah.
So, and then we would do appearances like at the ball games. And then even after her show, she did a meet and greet with every fan. Or before the show, she would have meet and greet. And she was always on. She was always gracious. I had never seen any star like that because I've seen other stars and met them after and had some lackluster meetings. And Celine was always gracious. What a beautiful and kind soul.
That's fascinating.
So, I mean, that's professionalism. Her whole show, all the people involved, designing things that were very edgy. And, at the time, these were the topmost amazing things that were happening in science and technology and lighting and sound, design, everything during that time.
Oh my gosh.
It was the best.
You know what it was fun to go through that podcast with you and have you tell the tale of that show. And then I found a documentary on YouTube on the show. And it was so great to watch the doc. People, if you listen to Jasmine's Celine Dion show stories in episode 7, put it on your cha-cha. I think that is the title of it, isn't it?
Put it on your cha-cha.
I'm telling you, it's because you're so interesting. You're convinced that you're in the top 4 because of the title. Put it on my cha-cha. What's this about? Play, download.
It's a brilliant title. I love it.
But what's funny is you can listen to her story and then go to YouTube and just find Celine Dion Vegas show or maybe Vegas documentary. It was so interesting because as I'm watching the documentary, I knew the backstory of so many moments. The most impressive thing that you told me about her was you said that she practically runs the whole show for her sound check, and she's testing areas of the stage, and you hear her singing and doing all this stuff. I couldn't believe that. That sounded intense because her
every
instrument
night.
is amazing.
Yeah.
And then in the documentary they show that. They show her walking around the stage.
That is real. Every night, every day, she did that every day.
I couldn't believe it.
I mean, she's on her music,
Yeah.
And that's her home. She knows how, her sound check. I mean, what a professional and what a inspiration.
Yeah, and I saw her, going backstage and saying hello to a lot of the dancers. I kept looking for you. It was so hard. I feel like I saw you about 4 or 5 times very quickly, and you were kind of, the outfits.
I was really shy at the time.
Really?
Yes.
So
I
if
was
a
the
camera
baby.
came around, were you kind of like, oh,
well, I just was worried about my show.
Yeah.
So, because, that was before the show, and I had a ritual of my show prep. I would do ballet class, and then they had
This
Pilates.
is a day of? Or?
Just every day during the Celine show.
Okay.
Ballet
what was your
class, 3:30 to 5, I remember. Because they had a budget, and unlike most shows, they provided training for us.
Yeah.
So they would have ballet teachers flown in from Paris and Amsterdam to train us.
Oh my God.
We had acting classes. I used to take percussion classes from her percussionist, just to keep us happy. I mean, no other artist on Broadway and Cirque du Soleil, you are responsible for your own training, but no other artist like Celine will. She really took care of us.
Wow.
They wanted us to be happy. So
That's
they
amazing.
had all this training, acting, voice, whatnot, gymnastics. And And then they also had doctors on staff. So we had physio training. So sometimes if I had something like an injury, then we'd have to see doctor and then...
Physio training, is that how you dance through something? Or what is physio training?
Physio training is like when they'll hire like CrossFit type of things.
Okay.
And then they'll have someone... epic gold medalist person like giving us exercise because they didn't just have Joe Schmoes. Like we had ballroom classes from people from Dancing with the Stars before they were really, really, really famous. I mean, they were famous at the time. So I did like some waltzy thing with Max, that brown-haired guy in Dancing with the Stars. So yeah, we had classes with them.
Oh my God! But wait a minute, when you said your like pre-show ritual, the day of one of her shows, you would do the ballet class and you would do all this stuff. So wait, 3:30 to 5
is ballet, and then dinner 5 to 6, and then makeup, and then Pilates, and then doctor appointment, and then my hair. I always did my hair stage right. They had all of these brushes in a row, and then and they had all hair product. I never had to buy anything, And I would do my hair. Certain way, then we'd get into costume, and like that was my ritual. And then I would do certain feet warm-ups to kind of get ready before the show, and it all happened stage right.
God, the shape you must be in though, because to do all
back
that
then, yes, I was.
To do that before even hitting the stage, though, like the ballet class, and then what did you do with the doctor before?
Oh, it depends. Whatever I was not suffering from, or whatever I was going through. Maybe I had, because I've had numbers of injuries.
Kind of grind, everybody, I would imagine, got some sort of...
you'd usually have some myofascia done to you, like some deep tissue thing, or chiropractic. Trev Hennessy, like he's the best. He lives in LA now. He's a doctor to all the stars. He was Elton John's, he was Demi Moore's, and my doctor. But he has saved me. He's continued to save me. Thank you, Trev.
Really?
Trev Hennessy. So he's Muse's doctor. Like he'll jump on the plane and...
Oh my gosh. What does this guy do?
He is the best in the world. And I've seen doctors in New York and everywhere. And he does this... It hurts, this myofascia technique. It's a realigning of your neurons, and he gets all that scar tissue out, and it hurts. And I've cried once. Because it hurts that bad. And then he will instill the confidence in you, and he'll tell you how to rehab it properly.
Wow.
And nobody can heal me like this doctor. And
no kidding.
He treats everybody, and that's why everybody wants him. So
you walk out of there feeling better already, or is it more like the next day there's just this,
It depends. Sometimes it'll take days. He'll say, do not dance, do not do anything for 3 days. And I'll say, can I roller skate? And he'll say, Jazz, don't do anything.
What's his name again?
Trev Hennessy.
Fascinating. See,
yes,
I know nothing about this world.
He's Heart. He's their doctor right now.
Really?
Like on their show.
God, see.
Yeah, he's been on many a jet plane, and then I'll text him like, Trev, where are you? I need help. And he's really sweet. He'll message me and he'll say, you need to do this, you need to do that. And it's great because I can message him in the middle of the night from New York, whatever I'm suffering from, or whatever. Because, I only trust my body with so many doctors and people.
Well, good for him for maintaining that relationship with you, though, too,
He's really great.
Yeah.
Because he's a self-made guy. He works really hard, and even though he makes the big bucks now, but back then, like, I think he might have worked at a Walmart. Sorry, you didn't, Trev, and I'm saying the wrong thing.
That's amazing. Good for
what
him.
I mean?
No,
like
that's cool, though.
So, like, he worked, and then he went to school. And
working at Walmart, and next thing you know, you're working with, for Elton John.
Yeah, but I mean, he knows his stuff. He went to school for chiropractic, and then he worked with a lot of dancers, like a lot of dance shows, and then Celine show, and then Elton, and then like... And he is the best. Wow. So
shout out to him then.
Yes,
that's amazing.
Because I would not be here doing what I do if it weren't for him. Because I've seen a number of doctors, and really, like I said, it's because of my friends and my teachers and my coaches and my doctors who take care of me.
Well, I noticed as soon as you hit any town, you said you always look for like a ballet place or where, you look for some place usually. Like, did you have to are you doing that right now, or are you kind of taking a break? Like last time you were here, you said, okay, now I have to look for a place so I could just go dance,
Yes, Chicago has the best dance studios and the the best dance companies in the world. You have Hubbard Street and River North, Joffrey Ballet. I'm a block away from Joffrey Ballet, so that's where I'm usually training right now.
Okay, that's God, so awesome. You know,
I've been doing a lot of gym though.
A lot of just regular gym training.
Yes.
What does a
keep up my
professional
strength.
dancer do at the gym? Yeah.
The bike for a little bit of warm up, and then my other doctor. I've had a doctor named Jafar.
Really?
No.
Is he very sinister?
Well, he kind of looked, because he was very tall, and he had this poor posture, so he was kind of like looming
He
in
didn't
dark.
have a bird following you around.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Because when I first met him, and they're like, he's like, yes, I am Dr. Jafar. And I looked at him and I was like, I'm Jasmine. And I was like, should I be seeing this doctor? I mean, I was just doing the Aladdin show at Disneyland.
Seems like a bad idea.
I know, but he was actually a really good doctor.
All right. Does he have a staff or a scepter?
No?
Okay.
Now I look back, I should have just put a costume on him. Because I have done the Disneyland show Aladdin, which is closed now.
Okay.
So that might have been also around the time I was doing that show. But anyway, he has me do these lunges with weights.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just to keep strength. So I do a lot of weight training. I do those quad push-out things for your, to strengthen your quads, and a lot of hamstring things. And then, just some strengthening things.
You've changed my life, by the way, because when we were talking last time, I would be looking at you and, oh, there's her pretty face. But then, like, your foot would be out to the right of me. And I would be talking to you. And I think, oh, why is her foot over there? And I think I called you out, and you said, every 10 minutes, the body should move.
Yeah, you should move. Yeah.
Your body was made to move, people. And, you said
move,
it in
everyone.
Yeah, you said it in your Jasmine voice. And I think you even said, everybody dance now. But
that's right.
I live in my car so much. And then I was just in Hawaii too, so I don't travel quite as much as you do, but the car, I live in my car. I'm lucky enough to where most of my gigs are in or around Chicago, but if I'm not downtown, I'm at least an hour away. So it's a lot of driving I do. And I think about you sometimes when I'm on the road and at a stoplight or something, I'm just kind of like, okay, all right, And I actually feel a little bit better since I've been doing that. You've improved my physical being. You have. So you know what, people?
Yay, do the happy dance.
People, I'm telling you, it's true. What she said is true because now I can testify. I'm testified. Yeah, she said move every 10 minutes. Just move your body a little bit. I've been doing that, and I feel better than I did before I started doing that. So
that's good.
Maybe you should just start your own move your body school. That's your next thing, or move your body instructional YouTube videos. Boom.
That's a really great title.
It's all
really
yours. All you have to do
move your body.
Just like 2 minutes. For 2 minutes, you can just be like in the car. Film yourself in the car and showing how you would move, and then like in between meals,
that's a great idea.
Waiting for a date to show up.
I'd be like, "Hello,
on your
everyone.
Couch.
We're stuck on the 5 freeway or the 101
Seriously.
in LA. So what you gonna do? You're gonna move your body."
I'm serious, man. In between commercials while watching television, during the previews at a movie.
I mean, usually I'm doing phone conferences in my car.
Wait, no, don't give away the illusion.
Or I choreograph in my head, like I'm driving.
Really?
This is why I need a GPS, because I'm like usually just imagining what projects, and I'm choreographing, and I'll be doing my show, and then
while you're driving.
Yes.
So you're like more or less seeing that in your head more than the road. Okay.
No, I really am.
Mental note: don't drive on a road that Jasmine Ejan is driving on.
But I don't remember the street names or like where to turn.
So like I see
me.
stoplights and stuff, but you see people bounding in your imaginary windshield of dance. Great. All right.
Yeah, one of my nicknames someone gave me was Daydream Believer.
Oh, yeah.
So I would just like stop and then
well, that's cool. It's good to know that you're also, as thought out as you are and interesting, you're also very dangerous on the road. It's just, you don't do that when you're...
I'm a good driver. I drive like a grandma, though.
Oh, okay.
I drive speed limit.
Which is amazing because you're always a half hour early to everything. So
yeah, but I take my time when I get here.
Yeah,
well,
man.
I gave time in case I got lost or jumped the wrong train, which I did do 2 days ago. I jumped on the train, and then I was going in the wrong direction because I didn't look.
One of these days...
Lame.
One of these days, I have to be on a gig with you, because I did this thing in Hawaii, and they had the dance troupe, and I still don't even remember the name of who brought them out, but I thought about it, because I hadn't seen you or talked to you in a long time. And when I went to Hawaii, and they said, "Oh, they're all from L.A.," and I just kept thinking, "Is she here? Is she on this?" And it would be totally you. That would have been totally you, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Have you been to Hawaii?
Yeah.
What were you doing out there? Was it play or work? I imagine work. Knowing
No,
you.
all play.
No way.
My first trip to Hawaii was with my friend from the Hawaii Club, my best friend. We were crazy, and my other friend, what's his name? Ken.
Okay.
And then we stayed in a hostel.
I've never done the hostel thing ever.
Yeah, which I will not do.
Oh, okay.
But it was cool because it was just us.
Okay.
But now that was way long time ago. Now I'm like, okay, give me a 3-star hotel. I don't go camping. I'll stay. But we were ridiculous. We would just be around the city and throw shaka signs at the bus drivers. And then we would go up on stage at some shopping plaza and then just start singing.
What point in life was this when you went out
I was 19 or 20.
Oh, this is early, Jasmine.
Oh,
Just
yeah. I tried to sneak
training.
into a place with my fake ID. It didn't work.
Where'd you score a fake ID?
Oh, I don't know. Someone made it for me.
There you go. This is years later. No one's getting arrested. I like how careful you are. Like, I don't know. I don't want to get...
And then I remember going to, the Polynesian Cultural Center, which costs about $100 to go.
Oh.
But we were back behind, I don't know, we were by the entrance, and there was one of the dancers in it. And we met them. They're like, "Yeah, we would love to see your show." They're like, "All right." And then they took us backstage, and we didn't have to pay for anything. So it's kind of like a Disneyland, where there's different shows and different things about every island. So New Zealand. So you go to each
kind of an Epcot Center.
Yeah, it's like
vibe?
an Epcot Center.
Okay.
And then there's one huge show at the end, which the dancers we met got us in for free for, but they were like, "Yeah, just come in with us."
Was it cool? What's it called again?
It was so
The
much fun.
Polynesian?
I remember eating this amazing ice cream and a pineapple. So good.
The Polynesian, what was it?
God, is it the Polynesian Cultural Center? It's in Oahu, kind of a little bit.
Is Oahu? That's the big
North
island,
Shore,
right?
yeah.
I think. Okay.
North, but on the north, south, east, maybe northeastish, if I remember.
I'm a fan.
Because you can drive around the whole island in 2 hours.
I did that in Maui. I didn't do it on the Big Island. Did you see the volcano by any chance? Did you go see the active volcano that's
Which
over
one?
there? On the Big Island, I can't remember.
No, I have not gone there.
Okay, I don't know. It's you know.
And then I went.
It gets really cold.
Yes, because you're up.
Yeah,
and you go through so many different seasons because of all the temperatures.
Oh my
which
God,
is
they were
quite
saying
amazing.
there's like 13.
Yes.
Different, different climate changes that you'll experience.
You'll see deciduous forest to Arctic forest.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I had 2 shows, so I was there for 10 days, and I had 2 weekends worth of shows. And the client, we were put up there, and for like 3 days in between, she's doing it again. She's moving right now.
Sorry.
Her foot is completely over her head. I love it.
Is that time?
See, I feel like I have to twist now while I'm talking to you, but mine just looks so awkward. I look like Gumby,
you're
and
fine.
meanwhile you
It's
look
cool.
like this beautiful, my foot
Move
is on the
your
other
body.
side of the room. I'm telling you, we're going to start that video series. We're going to figure that out, how to move your body, But anyway, so I had like 3 days off in the middle of it, and one of them I drove around Maui, but I was on the Big Island first. The first shows were on the Big Island, so went to the top of the volcano, and my missus was saying, she came for the break, like 3 days, and then which it's not a good idea when you have a show. By the way, all I want to do is sleep all day. All the other performers basically were like, "Oh, we're gonna just do nothing," because the rehearsal schedule was intense. It was like 5 hours of rehearsal, sound check, 1 hour
and you
for
need
dinner.
your voice. So, and if you're tired, the first thing to be is your voice.
Yeah, we'd go through 5 hours, and it was an outdoor show, which didn't matter at night, but during the day, it was intense. It was just you're in the sun the whole time. So rehearsal, sound check. It's just 5 hours straight, and then you'd have like an hour to grab dinner, and then you have to come back and do this 3-hour show. It was really intense.
Wow, you're teching and then doing a show.
Yeah,
wow,
it was
that
nuts.
is intense.
Because they had to build the stage for that day because they couldn't exactly.
But life is rough. You're in Hawaii. Oh God.
Good point. Good point. Oh yeah, and
I'm in the sun.
That's true.
God, life is hard.
it is true. I took my break by the ocean and took a picture.
God, look!
But I was
at the
tired,
ocean.
Jasmine.
It's sparkling in blue.
I was really tired though.
God.
And I was hot. Oh, and look, can you see this mark on my head, on my forehead?
It looks like the Harry Potter thing.
Does it? Like the scar?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Harry Potter. Isn't that weird? I'm a Marvel Comics guy, so I watch those movies. But days before going to Hawaii, there's like a hailstorm, and I'm racing to the gym, and this is back in Chicago. I'm racing to the gym, then getting back to my car. I'm getting pelted down by hail, and I'm like crouching down, like opening the door, and somehow, freak accident, I like crouch down, and the corner of the door just slices my head. And I was, and I was supposed to go to this documentary opening here at WTTW. PBS is blocks away from where we are right now.
Really?
Yeah, we could walk there. It's 2 blocks away.
That's cool.
Anyway, so meanwhile, I'm like, no, I think I'm bleeding. I can't go to the documentary. I went to urgent care right away.
Yeah.
Great urgent care, by the way. I don't know. They're linked to Swedish Covenant Hospital, but it was amazing urgent care. They're very friendly, very kind. And they're looking at me and they're like, well, we could do stitches. And I said, stitch? I have to be on stage in Hawaii in 2 days. I can't have stitches, And they said, oh, yeah, well, that would leave a mark anyway because you're going to be gone for 10 days unless you take them out yourself. So we're going to glue it. So they glued this cut.
What? It's really amazing. I can't even tell until you pointed it out.
I couldn't believe it. They glued it.
Wow.
So, which made it look very unattractive for days because I had this layer of glue which made it look kind of shiny and almost bigger than it was, So I'm sitting there like, oh God, this is terrible. I cannot believe this. First off, I have like one of the biggest shows of my life is this thing, big money making gig. And then I thought, oh wait, and I'm gonna have a scar like forever maybe? They said, well, no, we don't know that. You have to give this like 3 or 4 months and then it lightens and it turns into this thing, Put vitamin E on it.
Yes, and keep it away from the sun.
Yeah, so he says, so just keep it out of sunlight. And I said, I'm going to be in Hawaii in 2 days.
You just have to wear your sun hat.
He says, no, just
huge sun hat, darling.
Keep it. And then they said, keep it out of the sun. So I said, I'm going to Hawaii. He said, okay, but well, and don't get it wet. I wouldn't get it wet. And I don't always swim in the ocean, but I swim in pools all the time. And I thought, well, okay. And then they said, oh, but listen, you can wear a hat, because that'll cover it up. If there's this hat. Oh, this hat on the mantle there. Uh-huh. I do certain shows where it's put in the contract he has to wear that hat. The hat is more popular than I am. All of my CDs have the hat on it.
Right.
This hat thing has turned into a thing. Okay. It's crazy. In fact, I'll have to take a picture of you in the hat.
No, we did a hat photo.
Did we already do one?
A long time ago.
Oh.
Back in the Marriott days.
Oh, good. All right. Because
I had my cool hat.
Oh, no. You have to take a picture in the hat. There's a whole...
Oh!
There's the whole album. Robbie's famous hat on, and it says...
Okay, yeah. I love your hat. I love fedoras.
It's turned into a thing. But anyway, I thought, oh, well, you know what? These clients always want me to wear the hat anyway, so I'll wear the hat, Yeah. And he says, yeah, just... try not to sweat either. So, I sweat like a pig when I perform, and the hat makes me sweat even more.
Right.
So anyway, go to Hawaii. Don't sweat. Don't get it wet, and stay out of the sun. Those were my. It was terrible. So anyway, I'm like I'm like, this is like week 3.5 now.
That's not bad.
Well,
I don't even notice.
Well, it's gonna take months to see where it ends up.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Oh, it's so weird though. It plays on your. All I keep thinking is, oh man, I remember being 16, worried about zits. Now I'm well over 16, and everything looks good. I'm a handsome guy. I'm gonna age gracious. Oh Jesus, my face! And then
because I used to have a huge scar on my calf.
From what?
Because I iced my leg.
By the way, everything, like when she shows me like, oh, right here on my leg, when I do it, it just looks like a normal, like a construction worker. And when she does it, it's this beautiful, like an angel's show, like, oh, look at this. And like your form, everything you do, I feel like a clod. All right, go ahead.
Oh, well, the thing is, I iced my leg, because it was hurting terribly. This is during the Celine show, with the blue ice packs.
Oh.
And you're supposed to not put it directly or keep it that. Anyway, I fell asleep with it on. I woke up and it burned my leg.
Oh my God.
I had this huge black mark about 5 inches, like a circular thing. I was devastated. I cried because I like to wear shorts and dresses.
Yeah.
And I just felt really ugly. And at the time I was at the Celine show, so I didn't really have to audition, but there were some auditions that I wanted. But when I do auditions, I usually wear shorts and I hate wearing tights, but for maybe 6 months I wore tights and pants.
Oh, it took that long?
Yes, but mine was a huge black thing on my leg. So don't ever ice with blue ice. Always use normal, regular
Well, I think if
ice.
you do, you're supposed to just, because I've used the blue ice before, but I always put like a towel.
Yes, put a towel because
my God.
It will, and it actually during the Marriott, it burned somebody because they just put it on their hand for a little bit, and I was like trying to say, see, I was trying to say.
It lasted that long, though,
Yeah, because depending on how it's frozen or I don't know, it can burn you.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So yeah. Because I fell asleep and I forgot it. I was very not responsible.
Yeah.
I was so tired and I put the ice. This is, dancer woes. And then like I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I fell asleep with ice. And so.
And that's got to be tough though, because you're a dancer. So I mean, that's a part of it, dancer legs and the whole.
Yeah, I mean, every night after the show, in the Celine show, everyone had buckets of ice, like football players.
Really?
And everyone would dunk their legs in it. But I just did it at home because I didn't want to do it at the show. It was that hard of a show.
Wow.
So just like at the Rockettes, I think in New York, I hear they have bathtubs of ice and everybody has to get in so you could maintain yourself.
I only saw that on the making of The Matrix. Did you hear about that?
No, but I believe it.
Well, because 8 hours a day they had for like 6 months. They were training with professional martial artists, so that it would look legit by the time they got to filming. And I heard Keanu Reeves had to basically just sit in an ice tub. Who was it?
God.
Oh, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith. She had to do some of the training for whatever one she was in, and I guess she was walking by and she looked in a room and it was just Keanu Reeves. It was her first day and she saw Keanu Reeves in a tub filled with ice. And she's just like, what's going on? He's like, oh, you'll see.
It's maintenance.
Yeah, man.
That's just maintenance. Take care of your body. If you wanna do rock star stuff, you gotta take care of yourself. So it's just simple ice,
So, I mean,
but yeah, oh God.
You keep working. You've done so much. And it seems like you're going to keep doing so much. Like now you have the connections and then the experience, like you're doing the fine wine thing, you just keep getting better every year, it seems, especially your, again, like I was telling you, the mental capacity that's going on. I love all the thought you put into every move you make. I love that, like you really know how to secure a gig because of how much you think it through, the combination of free spirit meets, thought process and strategy. It's one of my favorite things about you,
Thanks.
Yeah, that and the fact that my body feels better now that I move every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But what's next? Like what? Or no? Well, yeah. Tell me, is there anything next that you're excited about?
I forgot to tell you my latest skill.
Okay.
I learned
Astronaut.
I learned how to eat fire last week.
Wait,
just like 3 days ago. Wait, was it Friday? Yeah, last Friday.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm friends with magicians.
Okay.
So because my last 2 things was to do a movie musical and to be in a magic show.
This is your bucket list now.
Yes, this is my bucket list.
Because you were telling me before we started.
Yeah, so this year, after I did 2 burlesque things, and my magician friends in LA, because I'm friends with magicians, called me and they said, hey, are you available tomorrow to be in CW Masters of Illusions? And I said, yeah. So I got to jump out of a tiger cage with 9 other girls with this magician from Amsterdam. Anyway,
my God.
So
your life.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So during that, I met Bill Cook, who's from Chicago.
Okay.
And now he's my friend. And he taught me how to eat fire last Friday because that's what I wanted to learn. So
were you scared?
Yes.
How do you?
Oh my gosh.
Can you give away much, or I don't know?
Well,
you're a magician
it is real
now.
Fire. I thought maybe it was kind of like a trick of some sort or whatnot. No, it is real.
There's fire coming to your mouth.
Yes, but you have to use these chemicals, and then you have to be angled a certain way. Then you have to breathe a certain way to eat the fire.
Oh, hell no. Really?
Yes. And
are you putting anything on your lips?
I put it on my tongue.
Your tongue?
Yes.
No, I meant, are you like lining your lips? Is there anything protective on your face?
No.
Oh, God, no.
So when he was telling me, and I thought, really? I thought this whole time. He was like, yeah. And then he kept showing me. I'm like, all right. And then I would try to do it, and my body would freeze because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because your body naturally freezes when you don't want to do anything instinctually.
You mean you couldn't bring the fire to your mouth?
I couldn't bring the fire to my face. So we did it. He's a great coach. We did it without the fire.
Okay.
And
wait, huh?
Like
Jeez,
first
like a
we would
popsicle?
pretend like with the rod that he
sure.
made and then we would like muscle memory to do this. Then you have to breathe a certain way, and then eventually.
Are you inhaling, exhale? Like, how are you breathing a certain way?
It's like this dragon breath. But then you're not supposed to make noise. But every time I did it, he said you sound like a walker. And good thing when I recorded it, there's a lot of because we did it at my friend's balcony. Good thing you heard a lot of construction, so you don't hear my sound effects.
So you're actually blowing out when you bring
not
it to
blowing,
you?
you're just going. Well, I'm going. You're not really supposed to make sound.
Okay.
But it took a lot. It probably took like 20, 25 minutes to like finally get my arm to, because when I had the flames, you just see this flame getting larger and larger as it comes to your face because it's right there.
Oh my God.
So it's real, it's scary. And then maybe, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes into it, I finally was able to do tongue and out, and then eventually tongue, and then lips to bite down.
Wait. When you say tongue, like tongue on the fire?
Yes,
kinda?
touch the stick. This sounds stick to the tongue.
No, wait, no, don't go dirty on me. This is fascinating.
Sorry.
You're doing the 12-year-old boy humor right now and giggling.
I know. So like it took a while. And the thing is, it was on the balcony, and it's the Windy City. So it has to also...
So the fire's all over the place.
Oh my God, we had to stop a few times because like, okay, this is dangerous. The fire should not be flying towards your face. You know what I mean? Like there should be no wind. There should be no wind.
I want to back up to your tongue on the stick because quit laughing. But like when you're telling me that your tongue is, because it's like a ball at the end of it.
No, you should be sticking it out. But then he was telling me like when I was
is it touching it? Does your tongue touch the fire?
Yeah, like
oh, the hell with that.
Look with the microphone, my water bottle.
She's showing me a water bottle. She just put her tongue on the water bottle.
Yeah, like that. I would bring it to my face and angle my arm at a 90-degree angle and tilt my head up. If you had a s'mores stick and then, except the s'mores would be on fire.
How? Oh, that'll nugget. How? Because I feel like when I've seen anyone do this, it's kind of slow too. Like your tongue. Oh, the hell with this! Your tongue is on the fire for like a second or two, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, for a moment.
Does it hurt?
No.
Does it?
No, you have
burn?
an awful taste with that oil that they use, though. Oh. So it probably is hazardous in some form.
I mean, fire.
It's probably cancerous.
That.
So don't do this at home.
Yeah. Not unless you're paid and on the road.
But I just wanted to try it, and I don't know if I'll ever do it.
Do you have video of this?
Yes, I do. I will eventually.
You better share. Why aren't you sharing this?
Well, because he Dropboxed it to me, but then I don't know how to put it on my Instagram. I'll figure it out. That Google Drive thing. I'm not the most tech savvy.
Sure.
I know how to put it on YouTube and then make a fancy video. But I don't know how to do the Google Drive.
I want to see you eat fire, man.
Yeah, I'll show you after this.
Yeah.
Because I have it, and it's in slow-mo, so you can see me put it in my mouth, and then I like bite, and you see the flames like unfurling.
Well,
so that was my latest
I guess speaking
thing.
of putting things in your mouth, then how is Blowpaste going? You just gave me a segue. So
Blowpaste is doing really, really well.
Let's not forget, folks. She, on top of everything, she has her retirement plan. She produces the only edible lube that's good for your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is, it just sells itself, Blowpaste. So I guess I should get into that. How is everything going? You're still making it yourself?
Yes, I am making
the lubratory is still...
I don't know if I had shown you, did I show you my 3 flavors?
No.
I think I only had 2 at the time,
You were
right?
going to launch Minty Sanchez.
Yes, and I have some right here for you to try.
Okay. Oh my God,
Minty
here it is.
Sanchez.
Okay.
Here's the orange gasmic and the latest flavor.
Oh, this is
cinnamon. So So
I think Minty Sanchez and Cinnamon might have just been concepts when I talked to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm nervous.
there it is. Those are the testers, but see, you could see on the back, it's vegan certified through Vegan Action.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The packaging, I studied labels for 4 months before I relaunched, so that's why it's snazzier. I'm in more stores, and it's actually been really popular in Austria and Germany.
Really?
Yeah, I just sent out an order to Austria a couple days ago.
I've never really gone a lot into the lube world, but every time I've tried it, it's always been sticky and terrible. And I'm telling you, man, as soon as you put it on my hand in the last podcast,
Here, give me your hand.
It was. Here we
We're
go.
gonna try it again.
Every time, I never know what part of my hand to give her. I'm always like,
It is now on his right index finger.
Here's the thing, it is
That's
so
the minty.
soft and it's natural. Like it feels really good on your skin. There's no stickiness to it, and it lasts for a long time. And all right, I'm putting Minty Sanchez in my mouth.
Yeah, it's water-based, condom-safe. I invented it to eliminate the post-brush after you do the deed, so you
That's
can fall
my new
asleep
favorite.
in lover's arms.
I liked the other one, but I like this
yay!
one a lot because it really feels like I feel cleaner while
Yes,
being dirty.
my friend keeps it in his gym bag as a breath freshener.
That and it's so good.
Yay!
And the thing that kills me is it's so soft.
Yes, I've used it on my ashy knees when I couldn't find my lotion.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Like your parts are just happy and moisturized, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't like the stickiness of lubes. Like I
Yeah.
just never liked that. This is just smooth. It feels good. If it feels good, this good on my hand, then Russell the Wonder Muscle will love it.
My mission for Blowpaste is what I use my hashtag, happy endings and healthy smiles. It's just to enhance love and relationships.
Yeah.
And so, this is a fun way to play with your partner.
I-
Or your multiple lovers, pour it all over yourself and get licked off or something.
Seriously, it seems like you could just it's so delicious and it's so unintrusive. I like the way that the texture of it enhances everything. So it's not like, oh, it's lube, it feels really good, but now we're all sticky. The texture, you could actually, I feel like you could take this and just how big do the tubes get?
Oh, 1 ounce. So
Okay.
they're very discreet. They're kind of looking like toothpaste, but you can say, oh, it's hair gel. So that way, if you travel a lot and you're shy,
You could throw these in your bag.
yeah, nobody would know. Here, try the cinnamon.
This is carry-on.
Cinnamon has cinnamon cassia, which is good for, blood circulation. So,
All right.
yeah. So,
Also, if that's in the right spot, you want blood flowing.
yes.
Fair
So
enough.
for, say if you have maybe some erectile dysfunctional things or what, it's just to enhance blood.
They're
or for the
also-
women, if you're,
Yeah.
having PMS, they say to take some cinnamon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there's 2 kinds of cinnamon. This one's cinnamon cassia.
You're
that's
you're
why.
like an amazing lube chef, man, because they taste so good.
Thanks.
They're so good.
Thanks. Either people love the cinnamon or they're okay with it.
These are the most delicious. I've only tried very limited edible lubes in my day, but they're not very good. It's more no.
Oh, you're good?
You're handing me a napkin. I know
Okay.
it. I'm telling you, it
All right, yay.
it naturally feels really good
Yeah,
on my
yeah, yeah.
skin.
No,
And I remember that. I remember the last time I just kept rubbing my fingers even after I tasted it. Your product is the best I've ever encountered.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you're making a good thing. You're changing lives with the teeth.
Yes, I'm sure many babies have been born in the last year.
Thanks
I
to
mean,
you.
you can go to Lover's Lane if you're in the Midwest.
So Lover's Lane is carrying
Uh-huh.
these. That's
And-
huge out here.
yeah, and I'm in
Lover's Lane.
Yes, I'm in Lover's Lane, and then soon in mailtrunk.com, which is
Did you say mail? What?
mail trunk.
Mail trunk.
Yeah, so one of my friends, he is going to start a sex box subscription. There's several out there, but he's going to do it for the gays. So mailtrunk.com will soon be picking my stuff up. I just got into a store in Las Vegas,
Oh my gosh.
and then I got an email from New York, so someone might be wanting my stuff in New York. So, and then this Friday I'm meeting with pinkkitty.com in Chicago, which is like a passion party type thing.
Okay.
So,
Man.
lube for everyone.
You got it figured out, man.
Oh, and I'm also sponsoring Boy Toys Pocket Cabaret, a boylesque show at Hydrate.
Boylesque.
So they
wait, Hydrate, where's that
Yes,
at?
it's in Chicago.
Yeah.
So that will start June. So I did their photo shoot because I'm a photographer now. I did their photo shoot yesterday. And my grandfather was a photographer, so I feel like it's in my blood.
Oh, my God.
But I did take photography. Back in the day, I learned how to work in the dark room. And in the last year, I also used to assist on these shoots. Mm-hmm. So what I need to learn is lighting. So maybe that will be the next thing.
That's next?
Yes.
So will you be back in the Chicago area in June for that stuff, or will that be more you sponsoring from afar?
No, I will not be here, although I will probably check out their show in the next 2 weeks just to be, the soccer mom in the back. Go, boys!
Yeah.
Those are my kids.
Swing them. Yeah, sure.
So,
I don't know what you cheer at. I've never been to one. Maybe I'll go with you.
You didn't come with me. Yeah, they're just kids taking their clothes off. That's basically and dancing. It's burlesque. Uh-huh. It's fun. What's great about this place, it's not pretentious like a lot of Los Angeles venues. I just feel like the energy. But everybody here in Chicago is cool. So I want to be part of, fun, sexy, fearless.
I wondered about that's interesting to chat on because I've talked about that in the music world. There's a different vibe because you have it's the third biggest market in the country. So you have this world-class talent here, but you have this kind of Midwestern vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As
that's
opposed
what I like
to
about
each coast, because there's a little bit of a weirdness that can happen sometimes. But I wonder if you even see that in the dancers, or if it's different because everyone's coming from all over anyway. Or
well, I mean, I just try to stay in my happy bubble, and I don't let anything affect me because I don't have time. So,
you don't have time, man.
Don't even take away what I've got, so I just stay in my happy bubble and I stay with the people who understand me or who we support each other because I have a lot of rock star friends.
What do you do when do you relax? Like, do you go to the movies? Do you enjoy movies or do you not go to the movies?
I don't go to the movies because I think they're expensive unless I go in for free or something.
Or
someone takes me to the movies.
Oh, there you go.
But sometimes I will just do nothing.
Or roller skate.
Yes, or go to the ocean, to the beach, and just wind in my hair. But I need at least one day a week where I just kind of relax and catch up. And just really, everyone should just do nothing. It's the greatest thing. I will try to do nothing.
I love her mixed messages, though. They're all great. So people, every 10 minutes move, but at the same time, do nothing. You're going to have a great book someday. You should write a book on the body, It
depends on what you're doing,
Yeah.
So
no, you could have like multiple titles and have them upside down and right side up on each other. Like move every day, do nothing,
Well, because the thing is, if you do too much and then you wear yourself thin, then you won't exude the right kind of energy that you're supposed to do for the right kind of output of work.
Yeah.
Actually, for example, in Europe, they take way more vacation. They have way more fun, not way more fun, but they have downtime and they send out like, don't come to work, don't answer emails. It's very strict. You have to go away and you know what? They have the same amount of work output as
it's crazy.
Us in the U.S. And we work way too much.
Yes.
We are doing something wrong.
We stress, When I was out there and even when I was out in Amsterdam and stuff, I just noticed when the workday is over out there, the workday is over.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of like overtime. Like it's over and they shut it off and they shut down and they're out. And when they're at dinner, they're at dinner. It's very interesting, the whole culture, and they're not gluttonous either. Yeah. That's another thing.
So when it's downtime for me, because it's a lot, you're either working or you're not. Most actors will stress out. Oh my God, I need a job. And when it's downtime for me, I just enjoy it. And I just know I'm going to get a call. Or I will book something. So I will try to just relax or do, I'll learn another skill, or I just, enjoy that time.
So people will find you at jasmineejan.com.
Yep.
People can also find, where do they find the Blowpaste though?
CheekyChacha.com.
CheekyChacha.com.
Yeah.
These are all the things you need in life. Seriously. I mean, this is the perfect example. I love this kind of part two to your chat because she's the perfect example of prep and train and be ready. The front end is very important. And then once you get that training down, then you can find these interesting ways to enjoy your journey, because that's what I feel like you do. You work so hard, but then you find interesting ways to put that work to use. You don't have to backtrack as much. You just build in a fun way on all on all that you already know. I feel like you grow a little every year. Every time I talk to you, you've picked up something else, or you've done something else. There's a ukulele, or there's a thing. I'm eating fire. I mean, it's fascinating, and I think I think too many people have a tendency to train to a certain extent, and then they attack instead of perfecting something. You perfected the art of dance to such a high level before you even jumped in, to the point where you come into a Celine Dion audition when maybe some of the greatest dancers in the world are vying for that job, for one of the greatest choreographers maybe in the world, or at the time, or show builders, and he chose you, and you were a baby at the time. Maybe you might have been one of the least experienced dancers on that show, I would imagine, maybe.
Compared to the other dancers, yes.
But so it's all about like prepping so hardcore, and then...
And it's about having the right energy for people to want you to be on their team, and then always doing a good job so you have the right reputation.
There it is, man. I love this one. Like your podcasts are so multi-layered now, because the first one was just this interesting backstory, like the origin of Jasmine Ejan, and now this one's the sequel. Like this was, how do you maintain and how do you keep it up? This was like a deeper. We weren't able to truly investigate who you are now and how you maintain, because we had so much to learn that first time around. So it's been nice hearing kind of your philosophies.
Yeah. In the end, life is short. You should just have a good time.
Just have a good time,
and
everybody.
not hurt anybody,
Don't hurt anybody.
Just have fun.
That seems simple.
You feel like dancing, just turn on the music and dance. If you want to skate, skate. If you want to, just, within reason, but...
Skate within
safety,
reason. Skate responsibly.
And safety. But, life is short. So next thing you know, you'll be who knows where, and then you don't want to say, gosh, I wish I could have done this.
Yeah.
Well, instead of just wishing, just do it.
Oh, seriously, man. You're a treat. It's a treat talking to you.
And then really enjoy where you are. Because I know a lot of crazy workaholics.
Uh-huh.
And they'll do so much that they'll be sick. Like I have a friend, and he owns all these things and a gem mine, and then he has a tumor in his belly.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's too much. There's a fine line between working too much and not, like I said, enjoying the breaks and not stressing. So
smell
I take
the roses.
from that. Yeah, exactly.
You really
or the tulips. The tulips here in Chicago are lovely right now.
Fair enough.
So,
no, seriously, you do.
And I tore my calf earlier this summer because I was doing too much.
Really?
So that was the universe telling me, all right, Jazz, you need to stop.
Oh,
and
man.
I asked they're like, you need to relax, you can't do this, and for the to heal it needs like 2-3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, can I skate? Like after a month, they're like, okay, you can skate. So, and during that period, my sales actually doubled when I checked from the year before, because I was taking downtime to relax.
Wow.
So that is proof of taking moments for yourself to just, relax and take the downtime, because it's going to work out.
Look at you. You just gave like the whole podcast audience like a virtual hug and pat on the back at the same time. Now you can, and because of that, you can officially add motivational speaker to your list now. You didn't even know that was on your bucket list, and you just did it. You just made it happen.
Well, I mean, I do that with my friends. I like I said, we support each other, and it's funny because they'll come to me, and then I'll have to be, because it's a rough world being an actor and going against countless auditions and being rejected a lot, because that's what it is. So I don't look at it as rejection. I look at it as meetings, because I have auditioned for things and then got a call a year later because it was the right time or whatnot. But sometimes you get caught up in it, and I'll find myself like, why didn't it work out? Because I was just as good, if not, and just, that's just the nature of the beast. And then we'll just have to remind ourselves, and that's why you have to be surrounded by the right people to support you and just say, you know what? It's all good. It just wasn't right at the time. Huh. Fuck them. No.
Yeah. No, this is good,
But
man.
not to say fuck them. But, I have to
you
tell
say
them.
sometimes. Some people,
fuck you and fuck you. I'm the shit. No, I'm just kidding. You just have to say.
You driving around. Yeah. Well, seriously, this was kind of a meaningful little chat. I liked this a lot. I like where this went. Good lessons learned for the world.
Life is short, everyone.
Seriously, you're putting energy through the mic. I like that.
Let's do it.
You know, with your dragon fire.
How are you going to make a difference in this world? This is everyone's responsibility.
Oh, snap. She just threw it right back at you, people.
And
See
you know,
that?
another thing, since, last words, integrity. What is the right thing to do? Here we are putting these things on the internet because we have the freedom to post our voice and whatever we need to post.
Yeah.
But is it the right thing? So listeners out there, whatever you're posting, ask yourself, is this the right thing?
The Facebook community can sure use that. There's a lot of angry Facebookers, well,
You know?
here's what blah, 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 and I'm angry,
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to break the news to people that are angry Facebook. Well, here's the thing. If your thoughts help you and you feel better, because I just got to scream it, that's fine. But just know, nobody's changing anybody's mind on Facebook. Nobody. It's just, it's just, if I see it and it's overly aggressive and angry, political especially.
Oh, gosh.
I just keep
take
away.
ballet class.
Yeah, just take ballet class. Meet Jasmine every day. And we're now the Joffrey.
Yes.
Yeah. Just go there. Now I'm going to have, you realize that I've just said that, and all these, amateurs or non-ballet people are going to meet you, and you're going to have, sprained calves all over the place.
No. They have beginning adult classes.
Do they?
Yeah. And I get emails every once in a while. They have free dance days.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And they'll have hip hop, different.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you sign up on their email list, they have that, which I think is great.
Well, people, she does everything to the senses now. It's official, everything, because we didn't get to explore the motivational ideas of Jasmine. So, I mean, what does she not take care of? You take care of every part of everybody, because you're this amazingly talented dancer. So people can, those senses, they can watch you do this thing that's amazing. Your poetry in motion. They can hear you sing now. Now you're singing with a little ukulele. They can put things on their body that you manufactured.
Taste.
They can taste things.
Yes.
You can taste parts of her because she made them. So there's that. There's the sensual side of it. You're physically helping people, and now motivational speaker, messages to live by. Bam! I mean, seriously. If you could put all of that in a tube, forget it. We need to bottle you somehow. We're going to figure that out. Yes, Jasmine Paste. Jazz Paste. Wait, Jazz Paste sounds too much like... Never mind. Either way, we'll figure it. We'll figure it out.
No.
But what a great chat. And thanks, yeah, man. We brought it down. There's something to be learned from this one and experience. You just put a lot of positive energy out in the world based on this, and I like it a lot. I like you a lot. You're good, man.
Thanks.
You're a good person.
Thanks for letting me be on your podcast. It is an honor.
Yeah, I'm going to just keep watching you so the next couple of years when you come back and you're like, well, no, I'm training elephants. And, oh, no, I went to outer space. And, I was the first to dance on the moon. I can't tell what you're going to do next.
I don't know either,
but I can
that's
tell.
The beauty.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I met aliens. We had almonds from this place in LA that I love and all that. So anyway, if you ever see her, if you recognize her somehow through all of her videos and things, you see her just at a cafe, run to the nearest chocolate shop, buy a chocolate covered strawberry, give it to her, because she's earned it. She's a good person. And she's a talented person, and she's one of the few people in life that deserves everything that comes her way. You met her again. You've enhanced my mind and my heart right now with your thoughts and your words, so I love it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah. So say goodbye, everybody. Have a happy month. Have a happy week. Have a happy year. Go out and find your smile.
Cheers, everyone.
That was swell. Did you feel so? Oh, were you high-fiving? Good job, man.
That's awesome. That was awesome fun.
Welcome to my life so far. You'd think by now I'd be a star. I may be long-winded, but hey, there's just so much I have to say. Maybe lick your lips when you're hungry. Maybe drop your head when you're sorry. Maybe shake a bit when you're worried.